Hello, my name is Katie and welcome back to week 4 of the Coping with Worry and Anxiety CBT course. This course has been adapted from our CBT Coping with Worry and Anxiety course, which is run in the south of Glasgow. I suggest that you follow these modules once a week, starting from week 1 through to week 6 if you are new to this course. You can always listen to specific sessions at a later date if you think this would be helpful. You might find it useful to take some notes, so I suggest you find a pen and paper before you continue. In the last session, we spoke about tackling type 1 and type 2 worries by using problem solving and through challenging our worrying thoughts. Let's review the homework. Did you tackle your type 1 worries using the 8 steps to problem solving? Did you challenge your type 2 worries looking at the evidence for and against? Today we're going to focus on type 3 worries and their role in keeping the vicious cycle going. We're going to examine the beliefs you may hold about worrying. The aim of this session is for you to gain an understanding of type 3 worries, which are the worries about worry. For example, worrying is going to make me ill. For you to learn to challenge your beliefs about worry, positive and negative, and practice training your attention. Remember our CBT vicious circle? In this session we are going to continue focusing on the altered thinking box. First, a reminder of the different types of worry. Type 1 are current issues, a problem that exists, for example, no money to pay a bill. Type 2 are potential what if, might not happen, not happened yet. For example, plane crash. And type 3, worrying about worry. For example, worry will make me ill. As you can see, it is not just the what if thoughts and negative predictions that contribute to this getting bigger. Our unhelpful beliefs about worry can also keep this going. These are the type 3 worries. Worry about worrying. For example, worrying is going to make me ill. It is not just what we think, but also the way we think that keeps worrying going. It is the process of worrying. These are some of the things that can keep worrying in place. Predicting the worst outcome, overestimating risk and underestimating coping, positive and negative beliefs about worry, intolerance of uncertainty, avoidance, emotional, cognitive and behavioural. Here are some positive beliefs about worrying others have said they hold. It motivates me to do things and solve problems. It helps me cope with negative feelings by preparing for the worst in advance, just in case. It stops bad things from happening. It shows I care. Can you identify with any of these? Let's look at the positive beliefs we hold about worrying in more detail and see if they're helpful or if they might be keeping the worry cycle going. One belief might be, it motivates me to do things and solve problems. We know that taking action and problem solving helps. Could you do this without worrying? Another belief, it stops bad things from happening. Is this magical thinking? Have there been situations when you have not worried and it's turned out okay? Has there been times when worrying has made the situation worse? And lastly, worrying shows that I care. Do you know people who don't worry as much as you, Does this mean they care less? Would your loved ones rather you worried less? Let's look at the negative beliefs we hold about worrying in more detail and see if they are helpful, or if they might be keeping the worry cycle going. I have no control over my worry. Worry will make me lose my mind. Worry will damage my health. It will never stop. Worry controls me. I can't focus on anything but my current worry. Another belief: worry will damage my health. Worrying thoughts in themselves are not harmful. It can be the things people do to cope with worry that cause damage. For example, drinking alcohol, smoking, a poor diet, lack of exercise, rest or relaxation. Another thought: I have no control over worrying. It controls me. Have you been suppressing worries rather than addressing things? Are there times when you have not worried because you have been too busy doing something else? Does something interrupt your worrying? Does the worry eventually stop? If you believed you had control over worrying, how much would it bother you? We can try a different way of dealing with worry to see if we really have no control over it. Sometimes it can be helpful to postpone our worry. This helps to limit the amount of time we spend engaging with our worries. Step 2. Then try to postpone your worry. Whenever you notice yourself worrying during the day, postpone it to the worry time. Note your worry briefly on paper or on your phone. Remind yourself that you will have time to think about it later. No need to worry about it now. You'll be in a better position to deal with the worry in the worry time. Turn your focus to the present moment and the activities of the day to help let go of the worry until the worry time has arrived. If the thought pops back again, which it likely will, this is not a sign that postponement hasn't worked. After all, we can't control what pops into our head. The aim is to stop the engagement with the thought that results in spiralling or snowballing of those thoughts. Step 3. Come back to your worries. When your worry time comes around, settle in your chosen place and take some time to reflect on the worries you had written down from the day. Only worry about the things you noted if you feel you must. Don't think about them if they no longer bother you or no longer seem relevant. You could just cross them off your list. If you do need to worry about some of them, spend no longer than the set time you specified for your worry time. When coming back to your worries, If you notice the issue is solvable, you could use problem solving. If you recognise that you may be catastrophizing or jumping to conclusions or predicting the future, you could try to challenge your thoughts. If the issue is something you cannot solve with action or think about differently, you could try mindfulness, try to let them go. And you could say to yourself, I don't have to think about that right now. It can wait until I feel stronger. There's nothing I can do about my thoughts. I can't stop them, but I can choose not to focus on them. When we worry, we focus on the future and miss out on the present. We also do not pay much attention to the task we are doing. Attention training can help improve our focus on the here and now. It can reduce preoccupation with worries. Let's try. Think of a minor issue that has been worrying you for a moment. How anxious does it make you feel? On a scale of 0 to 10. And where do you feel that in your body? How much of your attention is focused on it? On a scale of 0 to 100%. For this activity, you will need a pen and paper. Follow my instructions. I want you to hold your pen and start to scribble with it. This is a task. Each time you notice your mind has wandered off the task, anchor your attention back to the task by focusing, non-judgmentally, on the following. Touch. What does the activity feel like? What is the texture like? For example, rough or smooth. Where on your body do you have contact with it? Are there areas of your body with more or less contact with the task? Sight. What do you notice about the task? What catches your eye? How does the task appear? What about the light, the shadows, the contours, the colours? Sounds. What sounds do you notice? What kinds of noises are associated with the task? Smell. What smells do you notice? Do they change during the task? How many smells are there? Taste. What flavours do you notice? Do they change during the task? What is the quality of the flavours? And when you're ready, gently bring your attention back to the here and now. That issue that I asked you to think about, how much attention were you giving it during that exercise, from 0 to 100%? How anxious do you feel at this moment, from a scale of 0 to 10? Did anything change? Today we have spoken about that the beliefs we hold about worrying can be positive and negative. Type 3 worry about worrying, is part of the vicious cycle that keeps worry in place. We can question and challenge these beliefs and see if worrying is helpful or is it unhelpful. Postponing worry and attention training can help us to get control over worry. For homework, continue to challenge beliefs about worry. Postpone worry and address worries during your worry time. Use the worksheet to record what happens. Practice attention training and record the outcome on the exercise sheet. Thank you for taking time to watch week 4 of the Worry and Anxiety course. I hope it's been helpful.